Welcome back to News for Today, the show where we peel back the layers on the stories shaping our world. I'm James, and joining me today, as always, is our expert analyst, Elena. Elena, it's a somber start to the week. We're discussing the passing of Scott Adams, the hugely influential creator of the Dilbert comic strip, who died at the age of 68 following a battle with prostate cancer.
That's right, James. It's a significant moment in the world of satire, and certainly a reminder of just how profoundly his work impacted the corporate landscape for decades. Adams wasn't just a cartoonist. He was the unofficial chronicler of cubicle life.
Exactly. For people of a certain generation, Dilbert was mandatory reading. It perfectly captured the absurdity, the bureaucracy, and the sheer existential dread of the modern office worker. But Scott Adams's legacy, as we all know, became incredibly complex in recent years, shifting dramatically from corporate satirist to, well, a highly controversial public figure.
That's a good point. We have to separate the art from the artist's later persona, but it's impossible to ignore how his later commentary overshadowed the strip itself for many people. Dilbert, at its peak, was absolutely groundbreaking. It launched in 1989 and managed to hold a mirror up to middle management culture in a way few others did. The strip's success was built on this common understanding that everyone has a pointy-haired boss. The fact that the news reports cite his passing at 68, relatively young, due to complications from prostate cancer, also brings a necessary, sobering focus on men's health.
That leads us right into the Why It Matters section, Elena. Beyond the cultural impact of Dilbert, which was massive, the strip ran in thousands of papers. This news highlights a health issue that needs constant attention.
Absolutely. Prostate cancer is the second most common cancer in men, but it is often highly treatable when caught early. Adams's death at 68, though the specific timeline of his diagnosis isn't detailed publicly, serves as a stark reminder about proactive screening, especially for men over 50 or those with a family history. When someone highly visible passes away from an illness like this, it naturally prompts conversations that might save lives through early detection.
Right. Turning now to a few listener questions. These are fictional, but capture the current sentiment. First, what happens to the Dilbert strip now? Will we see new installments?
That's a common question when a long-running syndicated artist passes. Given the controversies leading to many papers dropping the strip previously, it's unlikely to be picked up by a new creator immediately. We will likely see a period of reruns or the strip quietly retiring from syndication in the coming months. The era of new Dilbert comics, penned by Adams, is definitively over.
And finally, how will history judge Scott Adams? As the brilliant observer of corporate America, or based primarily on his later polarizing views?
I think history will have a bifurcated view. Culturally, the impact of Dilbert the strip is cemented. It genuinely influenced office jargon and mindset. That's undeniable. But the final years of his public life will remain part of his obituary. It's a very complex legacy, one where the genius of the satire is constantly weighed against the divisive nature of the satirist.
That's a very insightful way to put it, Elena. Scott Adams, creator of Dilbert, passing away at 68. A profound cultural loss, and certainly a reminder for health vigilance. Elena, thank you for breaking down this complex story for us today.
My pleasure, James.
And thank you for listening to News for Today. We'll see you next time.